A Course in Miracles. Lesson 37. My Holiness blesses the world. This idea contains the first glimmerings of your true function in the world, or why you are here. Your purpose is to see the world through your own holiness. Thus are you and the world blessed together. No one loses. Nothing is taken away from anyone. Everyone gains through your holy vision. It signifies the end of sacrifice because it offers everyone his full due. And he is entitled to everything because it is his birthright as a son of God. There is no other way in which the idea of sacrifice can be removed from the world's thinking. Any other way of seeing will inevitably demand payment of someone or something. As a result, the perceiver will lose. Nor will he have any idea why he is losing. Yet is his wholeness restored to his awareness through your vision. Your holiness blesses him by asking nothing of him. Those who see themselves as whole make no demands. Your holiness is the salvation of the world. It lets you teach the world that it is one with you, not by preaching to it, not by telling it anything, but merely by your quiet recognition that in your holiness are all things blessed along with you. Today's 4 longer exercise periods, each to involve 3 to 5 minutes of practice, begin with the repetition of the idea for today, followed by a minute or so of looking about you as you apply the idea to whatever you see. My holiness blesses this chair. My holiness blesses that window. My holiness blesses this body. Then close your eyes and apply the idea to any person who occurs to you, using his name and saying, My holiness blesses you, blank. You may continue the practice period with your eyes closed. You may open your eyes again and apply the idea for today to your outer world if you so desire. You may alternate between applying the idea to what you see around you and to those who are in your thoughts. Or you may use any combination of these 2 phases of application that you prefer. The practice period should conclude with a repetition of the idea with your eyes closed, and another following immediately with your eyes open. The shorter exercises consist of repeating the idea as often as you can. It is particularly helpful to apply it silently to anyone you meet, using his name as you do so. It is essential to use the idea if anyone seems to cause an adverse reaction in you. Offer him the blessing of your holiness immediately, that you may learn to keep it in your own awareness. Lesson 37. My holiness blesses the world. There's a small town with a well at the center. Everyone agrees the well is life. Everyone also agrees water is scarce. So they build a system around it. They hire guards. They create permits. They print tokens. They install gates. They set hours. They assign ranks. They post rules that sound wise but feel like fear. Soon, nobody comes to the well to drink. They come to negotiate. They come to prove they deserve. They come to argue someone else took too much yesterday. They come with stories. They come with receipts. They come with resentment. And here's the strange part. The system becomes more important than the water. The tokens become more important than thirst. The rules become more important than life. One day, a child walks past the guards, past the arguments, past the counting, and kneels at the well. No speech, no fight. No explanation, just a quiet sip. The guards tense up, because the child didn't pay. The people get angry, because the child didn't earn it. The accountants panic, because the child didn't validate the game. But the child doesn't steal anything. The child doesn't reduce the water. The child doesn't take anyone's share. The child simply drinks as if it was always allowed. And that single act exposes the town's insanity, because it reveals the core lie. The well was never owned. The water was never rationed by God. The scarcity was invented to justify control. Now watch what happens next. When one person drinks without guilt, the guilt economy trembles. Because sacrifice only survives when everyone agrees to pay. If even one mind remembers, "I am entitled to everything because it is my birthright," the town's logic collapses. Not through rebellion, not through politics, not through preaching, but through a quiet refusal to treat life like a commodity. This is why the lesson repeats itself with that emphasis. There is no other way. There is no other way. There is no other way to remove sacrifice from thinking. Because any other way keeps the gates. Any other way keeps the guards. Any other way keeps the belief that someone must lose for someone to gain. Holiness is the one presence that doesn't participate in the world's bureaucracy. It doesn't bargain. It doesn't accuse. It doesn't demand. It doesn't withhold. It simply shares by asking nothing. And that's how it blesses the world. Not by fixing the town, but by silently demonstrating there is no payment required to be alive. When the mind stops treating love like a limited resource, the entire world built on scarcity starts dissolving. The world doesn't get improved. The world gets exposed. My holiness blesses the world means the sacrifice story loses its audience inside the mind that was funding it. And when the funding stops, the whole economy collapses quietly. Then the practice makes perfect sense. My holiness blesses this chair, because the chair is no longer a thing competing for meaning. My holiness blesses that window, because the window is no longer a frame for threat. My holiness blesses this body, because the body is no longer drafted into the scarcity game as proof of lack. And when a person comes to mind, especially the one that triggers reaction, the instruction is surgical. Bless them immediately, because the reaction is the guard at the well, and the blessing is the refusal to pay the guard to exist. This is not poetry, it's an undoing. A quiet end of a world built on the belief that love costs something. My holiness blesses the world, because it ends the town's religion of earn it or else. Because it remembers the well was never locked. Because it drinks without taking. Because it gives without demanding. Because it proves, silently, that nobody has to lose for anyone to be whole.